Well, hello there, my friends. Amy Friese reporting to you today on Tuesday, September the 24th, 2013, for yes, another video installation of my Ironman Wisconsin 2013 journey. You know, just because Ironman is over doesn't necessarily mean that these videos need to be over either. You know, I was thinking about it yesterday, and it's such a big build-up to Ironman Wisconsin, or to any Ironman for that fact. And, you know, just to let the ball drop as soon as it's over, I don't think that's fair. Because there's a lot of things that you need to consider and a lot of things to pick up, you know, figuratively and literally after Ironman. So those are some of the points that I'm going to talk about today. So in talking about those, we will cover workouts, and we will cover nutrition, and then motivation, inspiration. So workouts. Okay, so Ironman Wisconsin was September the 8th, which was, oh my gosh, what, 3 weeks ago now? And I finally took my wristband off just this past weekend because it was, you know, fun. My tattoo is healing quite nicely, and I'm training for the Chicago Marathon, which is October the 13th. So yeah, I took 5 days off, but now I'm running again. So my workout schedule is running 3 to 4 times a week, and then I'm biking as much as I can. So right now it's about 2 times a week. I'm still keeping in flat courses right now, but I want to add in just a little bit of hilly courses. So that's a very nice supplemental thing. My right knee has been really sore and kind of loose feeling, so I have to be very cognizant of that. Speed hill work, running, is not good for my knee. My knee's like, listen, lady, don't do that anymore. So to be honest with you, I'm looking forward to taking a break after the Chicago Marathon, just to let my knee rest and see what happens from there. You know, I have a partially torn ACL, so I mean, I know what's going on. So as long as I respect it and stay within those boundaries of not doing too much pounding work, then it's okay. So that's cool. So workout there. I have to tell you though, I'm really excited about adding strength back into my workout routine. I have not been doing strength work for a long time. I want to say since the spring of this year. So there was just a lot of balls in the air, and that was one thing that got kind of chucked to the side. So I'm very excited about that. You know, I've looked at my calendar as far as workouts are concerned and like planning, because I'm a planner and I get a lot of comfort out of having a plan, but I haven't really delved into, okay, what am I going to do? What's my focus in November? What's my focus in December and well into 2014? Because as you know, lots of us like to plan our races well into the future. So I have some ideas, but I really haven't sat down and formulated a plan quite yet. So that's something that's definitely in the forecast. All right, nutrition. Well, as you're training for Ironman Wisconsin, or any Ironman again for that fact, you eat a lot of calories. And one of the biggest adjustments that I've had to get used to is cutting back on not just so much the calories. I'm going to switch, whoops, pardon me here, switch hands here. Not so much on the calories per se, but the choices and the quantity of food. So I had been eating a lot of sugar, and I didn't, well, I knew it. I just didn't stop and go, oh, I'm eating a lot of sugar. So sugar in the form of gels or even bonk breakers, because there's sugar in there because you need that for that instant energy, right? But when you're not training 15 hours a week, you don't need that sugar. I mean, dare I say, you can get that sugar and that energy in different ways. So I've been using Lose It, which is an app that I use on my iPhone that I love. Been using that again, so that's been really helpful. I set myself at 1,800 calories a day. Now I'm 5'8". I am about a 150-pound, 40-year young woman. So, and I work out, let's see, I work out still like 5 to 6 days a week for at least an hour, if not more. I did a 20-mile run with some friends on Sunday, and that took us almost 3.5 hours running. So I'm still very active. But you know, it was really easy to become kind of complacent near the end of Ironman training because you're tired on so many different levels and you just want to eat. And so the kettle corn or the candy or the ice cream or, you know, those type of treats were a little easier and kind of easier to legitimize, shall I say. So I've really been cutting back on that, and I have to. And I feel better when I don't eat a lot of sugar, and I definitely feel better when I don't eat any gluten. So here's an example. So I went out for my ride on Monday, and it was only 25 miles, a pretty flat route. But I was so tired. I felt like my legs were filled with lead. It was horrible. I wanted just to go out and like really kind of push it, but I couldn't. And I know why. It was because we went to the baseball game on Friday. Baseball game tailgating equals 2 beers. Saturday, hung out with a friend, equals more 2 or 3 beers. Sunday, oh my gosh, the last Brewers. Oh, by the way, check out my new sweatshirt. Isn't that awesome? Thanks, honey. Sunday was the last home game, again, tailgating, 2 or 3 beers. Well, I don't eat gluten-free beers or drink gluten-free beers. I drink beers that have gluten in them. I love IPAs. So as you might know, I'm a gluten-free girl, and I choose to drink my gluten instead. But usually 1 day a week is just fine. But boy, you add in like 3 days a week, I was horribly tired on Monday. So that's why my bike ride felt crummy. I was just really lethargic, really tired. And I know this because I've been doing this trial and error. I know that gluten affects me a certain way. So note to self, if I'm going to go to 2 baseball games, or if I choose to have an alcoholic beverage on the weekends, it's not going to be beer 3 days in a row. Maybe it'll be cider. Maybe it'll be a cocktail. Maybe it won't be an alcoholic beverage at all. So yeah, but so that's something that I've really been paying a lot of attention to, and I've been focusing on getting in some more protein. My body really likes animal protein, so I've been doing well with that, and definitely more vegetables. Now that's something that takes a little bit more energy and a little bit more planning that sometimes is really hard to do, especially when you're busy and you just, like, I like to eat, and I like to cook, but I don't necessarily like to take the time to do them. Does that make sense? So, so that's kind of where it's at for me every now and again. So, so I've been really working on that, which leads me into motivation and inspiration. Now, one of the things that I learned about Ironman Wisconsin was a great deal of discipline and practice and patience and being able to push through the, I don't wanna, I talked about that in one previous video. I don't want to do that. I don't want to. Well, that's like the 5-year-old child that lives inside of me and sometimes on one of my shoulders that tells me she doesn't want to do that. And then the adult goes, listen, lady, or little girl, you can't do that. So the discipline part has been really helpful. Again, that's one of the main things that I wanted to learn from Ironman Wisconsin. I had no idea what I was getting myself into, but I've learned a lot. And what I've learned most powerfully, and what I recommend and double dog dare you to work on, is to identify when that I don't wanna comes up, and like, I'm only gonna eat 4 Oreos, and then you get to the 4th year and you're like, I want another one, and then you eat 6 or the whole box. That's your Oreos is my kettle corn. So the other day I ate some kettle corn that we had left over from the game. And okay, no, this is a secret. Don't tell anybody. So I had a big bowl of kettle corn, and I had a cup, like a measuring cup with me. And so I would take the bowl and I would scoop up a cup, and I would eat a cup at a time. And every time I finished a cup, I would put, like, next to me on the coffee table some sort of item that identified that I'd eaten a cup. And I ate until I was done. And I was curious to see how many things I had. I had 9 items, which means I ate 9 cups of kettle corn. You know, take it from what you will. I decided that 9 cups of kettle corn was not something that I wanted to maintain on a regular basis, on a couple times a week, because I love kettle corn. It equates out to be about 500 or 600 calories. That's a meal. So was it okay for Ironman? Yeah. But moving forward, no. So what I had to do was identify, I don't wanna. Well, what did I really want? Well, I wanted just to kind of chill out and not have to think about anything. I wanted something to eat. So then you get to the choice where it's, okay, am I going to do this 500 or 600 calorie snack, which is a lot for a snack, that doesn't offer me a lot of nutrients? Or am I going to really buck up and say, listen, this is not the best option for me. Let's go to the refrigerator and figure out what it is. And that takes a step back in getting prepared and having your peppers cut and having the cucumbers ready and the carrots there and the apples and the almond butter and whatever it is, the lar bars have being prepared. So that discipline, oh boy. And it's tough. I'm not going to lie. It really sucks sometimes. Actually, it sucks often. Discipline is not something that's very easy, I have so learned, but it's worth it. So working on that a lot. And I will continue to make these videos because I love making them and I hope that you love watching them. I've learned so much about me. I've learned a lot about you. I've met some really awesome, cool people. So continue to watch and check me out on Facebook and on Twitter. My name for both is Amy Friese, AMYFRIESE. You can also check out my website, which is fearlessnutritionllc.com, or you can shoot me an email at fearlessnutritionllc@gmail.com. Or you can give me a call at 414-312-7076. Either way, I would love to hear how your training's going and off season. You know, a little sneak peek here. Not only are we going to continue to work on motivation and inspiration, talk about some anxiety that comes along with training and eating and how that's all related. And then what's it like to maintain over the holidays and when it's cold? Because here in Wisconsin, we can't run outside when it's icy. You shouldn't anyway. That's why we have the Pet It. But anyway, so those are some of the topics that I'll be talking about going forward. So until we meet again, my friends, I challenge and encourage you to eat smart, move strong, and live fearless. We'll talk to you again. Amy Friese checking out. Take care. Bye-bye.